As with all the injection molded model. Hey guys, my name is Brandon from Gearist.com. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Mudslinger sunglasses from Electric. For the remainder of this review, I'm going to be wearing the Knoxville sunglass from Electric, and I'm going to be talking about the Mudslinger because it's really flippin' sunny out here and I need to make sure my eyes are protected. Now, I do have a story, kind of an anecdotal story about this sunglass that I'm going to tell you guys a little bit later on, but first, let's get into the technical aspects of this sunglass itself. As with all of the injection molded models from Electric, the Mudslinger is made from a material called Acrylamide. This material is a lightweight, impact resistant, super durable plastic, and you know, one of the things that's great about it is they really thought that, hey, this is going to be some glass that's meant to be kind of in the thick of things. It's not necessarily meant to be just kind of, you know, a style glass, kind of like the Knoxville, but this thing is really, really hardcore, and I've worn it skiing, I've worn it running, I've worn it cycling, both mountain and road, so it's really a pretty badass, tough glass. The lenses on the Mudslinger are made from melanin-infused polycarbonate. Melanin, in case you didn't know, is that pigment that gives your skin and hair color. And in this particular model, these are polarized. These also have 100% UV protection as well as 98% blue light protection. Both the lenses and the frame itself are designed with an 8 base curvature, which basically tells exactly how much curvature a frame or lens or something like that is going to have and how well it's going to conform to the face. The Mudslinger model that we were sent by Electric, this guy right here, is polarization level 1. Now, Electric breaks theirs down into 3 levels, and I'll read from their text here. It says level 1, this right here, Electric's level 1 polycarbonate polarized lens comes standard with synthetic melanin, provided the following benefits: glare reduction, relaxed eye feeling, true color perception, and scratch resistance. Level 2, visual evolution polarized. Electric's level 2 polycarbonate polarized lens combines the world-class level 1 lens with the addition of flash mirror, anti-reflection, hydrophobic, and oleophobic, not sure what that means, performance coatings in level 3, mineral glass polarized. Electric's level 3 hand-polished mineral glass polarized lenses represent the benchmark for quality, performance, visual clarity, and color brilliance. Anti-reflection coating is also featured. Now, a lot of times when you get into a mineral glass, you're actually also talking about something heavier. So for this case, this polycarbonate lens is what you want to look for in a performance glass. Despite the fact that this is kind of a beefy looking sunglass, it comes in at a measly 1.4 ounces. Super light, which is really important if you're going to be out with it for a good amount of time. Also, features such as this double action hinge in here, those help to keep things locked in place and keep down the weight. Now, to add a little bit of context for the situations in which I've used this glass, I've used it hiking, skiing, snowshoeing, some attempts at snowboarding, mountain biking, cycling, playing with baby Gearist, which, believe it or not, is probably honestly its biggest test, because I had this thing on and was pretending to be a horse. You know, Dad, let me sit on your back. It's so much fun. I was wearing this during that. Not once did they budge. The wraparound, which you can see there, is really, really very consistent, and that flex is enough to get it on your face and then fit it. Now, because of the shape of this, this is a large face glass. Now, you can see I have a fairly large face, but even on this, it still appears rather large. I like that because it offers ample coverage, both in the temples right here, as well as that full eye coverage you see up front. The second aspect of performance that I'm going to talk about now is by way of a story, and that's the clarity and the vision that these things offer. Now, a couple weeks ago, you may have read an article that I posted on the Gearist website. If not, you can see it right here. In that article, I talked about going paddleboarding with this and the mini gear dog Bubba. This is Bubba right here. Also in the paddleboard with us was baby Gearist, who is seated right in between my legs. Now, while out on this adventure, I quickly discovered that Bubba liked to kind of try to bite at the waves and bite at the paddle as it went by in the water. So it was a little leery. We were in a lake called McIntosh Lake here in Boulder. So we started out this paddleboard adventure going in with a headwind. We had a tailwind, so it was really nice. Got good time, made good time going down, but I quickly adjusted my plans after going 20 minutes out that I was gonna have to just come straight back instead of going the circumference of the lake. And the reason was because I knew I'd be fighting a headwind. Now, this isn't a particularly huge lake, but there were some waves that were probably 8 to 10 inches tall that kept kind of kicking up here and there, and the wind was pretty consistent. Now, what happened next was on the way back, I flipped the board around, we start paddling, and Bubba would kind of be standing behind me on the cushy foam part of this particular paddleboard that we were testing out. And I'd look back every few seconds, make sure he was still there and all this kind of stuff. So after about 60 seconds one time, I looked back to check, and Bubba's not there. If I'm being honest, what happened next really scared me to death. So I turned around and I start to look for Bubba. Now the problem with this is that Bubba, as you can see in this picture, is a Yorkie poo. He is not big. So he also sits pretty low in the water and is not the greatest swimmer in the world, especially in wavy conditions. Now, part of it is my fault that I did not have a life jacket on him, but I didn't think he'd be dumb enough to try to jump overboard and at a piece of seaweed or something. The other thing is that I should have had him leashed to the board. However, I didn't want him walking all around and getting hung up in my legs and therefore creating a larger hazard. So what ended up happening was I start turning around, I look for Bubba everywhere, and I can barely see anything because of these waves. However, the clarity with these sunglasses over top of water like that was absolutely amazing. And I was able to see about 100 meters behind us this little tiny tail sticking up and this kind of little nose sticking up like this. And I was able to jump off the pad. I first told my daughter, baby Gearist, I said, stay here, do not move. There's no chance of anything happening to her. She had a life jacket on, she was fine. I said, don't move, I have to go get Bubba. She said, okay, Daddy. I jumped in and swam, and I was kind of halfway there, and I put my head down in the water to swim faster because I could see that he was really struggling by this point. And I lost the mudslingers at the bottom of McIntosh Lake. Fortunately, I was close enough to be able to still have an eye on Bubba, and then Electric was kind enough to send these a replacement pair in order for us to get this video review out to you. But in any event, the point and moral of that story is that the vision of these things is spectacular. I honestly believe that if I had a non-polarized glass on, particularly a non-polarized glass with this much facial coverage, I would not have been able to see Bubba as easily. And since I was about 5 to 7 feet away from him, when I saw a wave, little wave, again, it doesn't take much to go over a Yorkie poo. When I saw this wave go over his head, I dove at him as he went under, and it was honestly extremely scary. The wrap up of that story is we made it back to the boat. Baby Gearist was a little less than happy, but we made it back just fine and everybody's good. You know, every now and then in the course of reviewing products, I come across something that really stands out to me, that I really fall in love with. And then on top of that, that product turns out to perform just really exceptionally in a certain situation. For me, that is this sunglass. This is going to be one of our pieces of the 2015 Gear of the Year, so look out for a feature of that coming up very soon. The Mudslinger from Electric is really a well put together glass. It is lightweight, it is appropriate for running, biking, skiing, all those things that I listed earlier. When in snow, the reflection protection is amazing. The polarization makes the bumps in the terrain extremely visible. If you don't wear a goggle, this is absolutely a must-have. And you know, again, the story with Bubba, I know it's kind of anecdotal, and some of you might say, well, that's just kind of something that happened, and you never know what you could have seen in another glass. But I gotta tell you that the clarity that this glass provided in that situation was really unparalleled, and it's just a really spectacular piece. Now, if you're interested in picking up a pair of these for yourself, you can find them for between $80 and $170. You can do so by checking the buy links down in the description of this video, or swing over to Gearist.com. You can also see them there. This is a really great piece, and I really encourage you to try them on. Get them on your face now, you're not gonna regret it. Now, our question for you today is, what do you think about the difference between polarized versus non-polarized lenses? Is this something that really makes a difference to you, or do you shop based on price? Leave your comments and questions in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for taking some time today to join us for this review. If you've got any questions about this or any of our reviews, don't hesitate to leave a comment down in the comments section below. Also, if you'd like to reach out to us directly, you can email info@gearist.com or find us on any of our social media outlets, which you can see right here. We would love to talk to you, hear from you, see you, follow us. If you would love to subscribe to this YouTube channel, we'd love to have you. You can do that by clicking that YouTube button right down there in the corner. And as always, guys, don't forget to visit our home site, Gearist, that's Gearist.com, or just click right there and it'll take you right away. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.